Top of the Spectrum News.
If you are the child's mom or primary caregiver, think of yourself as the captain of a ship, and you control all aspects of that ship in order to get it safely out to sea. That means surrounding your child with supportive crew members, such as your spouse, parents, siblings, sitter, or whomever offers positive support. It's your job as captain to keep that ship moving safely and progressively forward.
The impact of having an individual with a disability in the home for a sibling is probably the least researched, the least understood, but one of the most important variables that I think exists for the success of a kiddo's life. And the fact is, they are so overlooked, the siblings. And you know, there are some parents who do an exceptional job of trying to put the siblings of the kids with disabilities in the situation where they're not as impacted. But the fact is, no matter what you do, they're going to be impacted.
Francesca Gunn's twin brother Lennon has autism. Her active involvement in her brother's cause is demonstrated by her protective friendship she offers him, but sometimes the strain shows through.
And for a kid, it's really hard that I don't know how to deal with some stuff that he does, because my mom usually handles it, not me.
It can be frustrating at times and sometimes embarrassing in front of my friends and stuff. But you know, he's still my brother and I love him dearly.
Brendan Tarwater has Asperger's syndrome. His older sister Katelyn recently moved back home and says sometimes her brother can be challenging.
I can tell you that there's two sides. The first side is that you never know what they're going to say. They can just out of nowhere say totally off the wall things, and it's just hilarious. But then on the other side, as far as anger goes, they get really angry very quickly, and you have to be careful on how you deal with that. And I'm learning, since I moved back home, I'm learning how to deal with that.
When friends come over to the house, Katelyn has developed a way to prepare her friends for Brendan's behaviors.
I would initially tell them before they came over so they would know what they're stepping into. You know, it's more of kind of trying to open their eyes to what we deal with. And so I give them kind of, I guess, like a heads up. You know, my brother, he has Asperger's, you know, and I kind of make a joke about it, you know, like he may say off the wall things, be ready for it, you know, and usually all ends well. He makes them laugh because he's good at that. I think he would be a great comedian. But just kind of give them a heads up before they come in instead of bombarding them with, you know, this overwhelming personality.
Support for siblings is critical for families with a child on the spectrum, considering the stresses on the sibling when they're young and as they age.
But in general, you can only imagine the kinds of emotions that the siblings go through as they get older and have to come to grips with what it means to have their brother or sister impacted by that disability. And then if you think about the long-term ramifications of what happens when mom and dad are gone, you know, this is on me now. This is my responsibility now. What is my brother or sister doing? It's a huge consideration, and I hate to use the word burden, but the fact is, I would argue it's probably a burden. You know, good or bad, right or wrong, it's a burden. So I think it's important for the professionals who are involved with the family to try to help the family guide the siblings and to incorporate the siblings in the process as much as they can.